In search of protection, this group of Nicaraguan journalists arrived in Costa Rica halfway through 2022. Like many of their colleagues back home, they risked arrest or harassment by Daniel Ortega's government as it cracks down on the media and opposition voices. In the past 2 years, authorities have seized the headquarters of the historic La Prensa newspaper, prompting the entire staff to flee. Officials have also revoked the licenses of several television and radio stations. Helping the exiled journalist adjust is the Institute of Press and Freedom of Expression, or IPLEX, a Costa Rican nonprofit organization dedicated to protecting Central American journalists. Marco Barquero is project manager at IPLEX.
Our goal is to help them in their legalization process and to promote a more orderly migration for Nicaraguan journalists.
More than 150 journalists have been forced to leave Nicaragua in the past 4 years, according to the Independent Journalists and Communicators of Nicaragua collective. Marco Barquero is in close contact with many of those who recently arrived in Costa Rica.
Through all IPLEX programs, we have helped 62 Nicaraguan journalists and 1 Salvadoran journalist.
The nonprofit offers aid and temporary protection as journalists integrate into Costa Rican society. Raúl Sileski Jiménez is president of IPLEX.
The Home Refuge program covers airfare, transportation, insurance, food, shelter, internet, per diem for food and basic necessities to sustain them for a while.
For journalist Alberto Miranda, the support made a big difference. Miranda says he has been assaulted by police and threatened with arrest. He also received death threats. In 2021, he decided to leave for Costa Rica, but for the first 6 months, he could not find work.
I can tell you that this program represents an important support for Nicaraguan journalists when we arrive in Costa Rica, often in a situation of economic vulnerability.
Miranda now works for the news website Nicaragua Investiga. IPLEX wants journalists to continue their work.
That is why we have to help our colleagues who come to Costa Rica, continue supporting them. And at least from here, through social networks, they can inform people in Nicaragua what is happening in their country.
Media watchdog Reporters Without Borders says Nicaragua's media endure a nightmare of censorship, intimidation, and threats. But even from exile, the country's journalists work to keep news flowing. For Donaldo Hernandez in Costa Rica, Verónica Villafañe, VOA News.